There we go.
It's lunchtime with Michael Cruz Kayne. Let's take a break, let's take a break, let's take a break. It's lunchtime with Michael Cruz Kayne. Let's take a break, let's take a break, let's take a break.
We did it in the pre-roll video. We had the guests from last week's segment, but you know what? I love that. I love that vibe. It's very mom and pop shop. I'm your dad. Kuko's your mom, possibly vice versa. Maybe we're not a heteronormative family. Maybe I should stop talking about this before I get myself in trouble. Okay. This is Launch with Michael Cruz Kayne. And Kuko, are you on the thing someplace, Kuko?
I am. Sorry about that.
Kuko, I never blame you for anything. No, you don't have to apologize to me ever in your life.
Why are you so nice to me now? You're so mean to me 5 minutes ago.
Kuko! I'm keeping... It's like we run an Ellen DeGeneres style here. We're on cam. I am Michael, and then backstage, you never know. Okay, so Kuko, how's your week? How are you living? Are you okay?
I'm good. I've been playing a lot of video games, which is nice.
What do you play? What's your
you know that new game Among Us? Have you heard of that game?
Yeah, I play Among Us. I played Among Us with my kids last night. They just bullied me. Willa, can you want to wave and say hi? My daughter's right here.
Hi, Willa. I'm Kuko. What's up?
She bullied me into playing it last night, and it was really fun.
Yeah?
She's nodding. She's nodding that it was fun.
It is very fun. It's like a whodunit, kind of like Mafia, werewolf game. I played with a bunch of people yesterday. It was,
I'm not good at it. I walk up to people and murder them in front of all their friends, and everyone's like, it was him. We saw him do it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So my tactics are not strong yet, but I'm really good at lying. That's something I'm good at.
Oh,
That's
good.
The skill that I have. Yeah. Kuko, we should get into the things that I like this week, I guess.
Yeah, we should.
Because we got a show is stacked today. You got D'Arcy Carden, you got Anna Cruz Kayne, you got a little bit of Willa. Willa, do you want to say hi again? You got a little bit of Willa. And then you got Adrian Bonenberger. The show is out of control. So okay, and I know exactly how to do this, Kuko. And so I add it to the stream. People love it when you talk through the tech and make it seem completely not seamless. Okay, so here are some things I like this week. It's all Netflix stuff this week. I've been watching a lot of Netflix. I don't know if you can hear any of this because every week when I do this, the sound is too low. This is from Chef's Table BBQ. Kuko, can you hear this?
No, I can't hear it.
You cannot?
I can't.
All right. Well, it's this old lady. Forget it. Just forget it. It's this old lady, Kuko.
Let me do it. Let me share. I can share it.
Can you? Okay.
I can share it for you. This is why I'm here. This is why you pay me the big bucks.
Yeah, people don't know this, but I mean, if you don't follow the trades, you wouldn't know. Kuko gets paid $500,000 an episode to do this.
Mm-hmm. It's wild.
It's like early Jennifer Aniston money. Let's see.
Are you ready for this?
Yep, ready. Will it be louder this time?
Probably not, but let's try it out.
When I go to bed on Friday nights, my alarm is set for 1 a.m.
Can you kind of hear it now? God damn it. All right, this is the first episode of Chef's Table BBQ, and this is an old woman who works as a janitor at a school, goes to sleep at 1 a.m. and then wakes up at 2 a.m. to drag that thing into the fire. She's a pitmaster.
So 8 o'clock, we're ready for business.
8 o'clock in the morning, she's ready for business. Pause it, 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 pause it. I just want to talk about that. That's the first show. That's Chef's Table BBQ. Okay, are we watching that, Kuko? You watching a Chef's Table?
I don't watch Chef's Table.
Okay, that's hurtful. The next show is the American Barbecue Showdown, and if you watch the American Barbecue Showdown, your favorite guy is going to be this guy who's coming up. Go ahead, roll it. Shotgun. Wait. Pause it. Pause it.
Got it.
Shotgun is he's insane. He's got the most energy of anybody in the show. He's got a mohawk that only goes halfway or like 2/3 of the way back to the back of his head. And he always is happy all the time, right? So he's like,
woo, Shotgun.
That's how we do.
Woo-wee.
Whatever he does all the time. And anytime he talks to the judges about what he's cooking, they all look at each other like, oh, this is bad. Like he's like, I'm going to get them cooked up to, 120 degrees internally. And the people who are the judges are like, that's legally unsafe. Like you can't do that. And then he does it anyway. And then he gets booted the first episode. Okay. There's one other thing I've been watching Broadchurch. This is from Broadchurch. It's going to be a quick pause here, Kuko.
Okay.
For background, I won't spoil too much, but there's been a horrific murder in this town. And they've just brought in a new ace detective. This is him being introduced. Go ahead, Kuko.
I am going to hand over now to our senior investigating officer, D.I. Alicardi.
Ready? Pause it!
What advice do you...
Look at how strung out that dude looks. Wouldn't that be such a bummer if someone in your family got murdered and they were like, don't worry, we've got somebody coming in, and it's this guy who's been up scratching his eczema all night and is clearly addicted to heroin. This show is so good. I'm on episode 5 of season 1, and I'm obsessed with it.
This is a British show, right?
Yes, you got your David Tennant, you got your Olivia Colman, you got the guy who plays the Worm or something from Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. You got another Game of Thrones guy in it, plays a big role. It's so good. It's insane to me that he wouldn't have like brushed his teeth before this meeting. But otherwise, perfect. Okay.
There's an American show of this, actually. They tried to remake it, and it was pretty bad.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so what's her name from Breaking Bad?
Rhea Seehorn?
Something, yeah.
No, she's Better Call Saul.
I don't know. It wasn't good. Long story short, it was not good.
Well, listen, what a delightful time we had to talk about. Did you have anything you liked this week, Kuko? No, you didn't prepare anything, right? You don't.
I never prepare anything.
That's not what you do. But we could do, Kuko, because people are going to see the value you bring to the show is immeasurable.
Mm.
We're getting all our money's worth. Our first guest, you can give her a little intro, is my close personal friend. You can see her on The Good Place. You can see her on Barry. You can see her on upcoming League of Their Own. You can see her all every place. Please welcome D'Arcy Carden.
It's D'Arcy Carden. Welcome to the street.
Cuckoo!
Welcome, D'Arcy.
Oh my God.
Cuckoo!
That was true. That was hot.
Yeah, it is. That is sensual.
I was going to say sensual, passionate. Yeah. That was, it's too early in the damn morning. Just kidding. It's lunch. For that kind of sexual raw power. My God.
It's unsafe. This is an NC-17 stream. So it's okay. People tuning in know what they're getting.
Your daughter is right off camera.
Willie, you want to wave and say hi? Wait, I'm taking the things out so you can say hi to Willow real quick. Wait,
yeah, please.
Willow,
yeah, please.
Can you say hi? Do you want to say hi to D'Arcy?
Hi.
Yeah.
Willa, I just wanted to say, roasted, toasted, buttered, and
Moasted.
Thank you. Are you ever going to get sick of that?
We do that all around the house all the time. This is an inside joke for just the three of us. And my son. People watching are like, what is that? But also, who's even watching?
No, so many people. I'm seeing the count. It's going tick, 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 tick.
What are we? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? You're right. We're at 1,300,000.
Yes.
Known as 1.3 mil. But this thing comes to 100,000s for some reason.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to tell you that my kids, a friend of theirs recommended that they start watching The Good Place.
I want to know what their reaction was.
What did you think? You don't,
oh, wait. First of all, okay, here.
You don't. Okay, well, it was their favorite show. They were like binging it like crazy. I will tell you that Willa got to a point in the middle where you guys were doing a thing where it was like you would re-show the same scene from several different points. She was like, she did not like that. She was like, I already saw this. I don't know why. I already saw it.
Come on, Willa.
Come on.
It was I get it.
We had to buy season 4. There's 4 seasons, right?
Yeah, Netflix.
Season 4 hadn't come out on Netflix yet, so we had to buy it because that's how badly they wanted to watch it.
Well, I appreciate that. Willa, did you even like care that we're old friends? Were you like, oh, that's my old friend D'Arcy, or were you like, whatever?
All right, Scoot. I love you. Come back later.
I love you too, Willa. Bye. I've known you since the day you were born.
That's true. That is very true. D'Arcy Carden. What's good? What's going on in LA? It's 98 degrees there now.
It's going to be really hot today. I'm weirdly like obsessed with the weather.
You're on this show as our meteorologist.
The weathersman. The weathersman.
The weather's person.
Lunch's weathersman. No, wait, actually the way we're starting this sounds like this is a prepared bit. So what's the weather like? Actually, I'm obsessed with the weather these days.
Guys, the segment producers are killing it on this. We are built out. The show is very deep. So what's the deal with the weather out there?
Funny story about the weather. No, I truly am like obsessed with the weather these days, because usually in California or in LA, or maybe, I don't know, you'll get like one chunk of super hot. Like there'll be 1 week of like 100 or whatever in the summer.
Chunky hot.
Yeah. And then you get through it, and then that's kind of it. But with the way things are these days.
Wink, wink. We're not political, but wink, wink.
It's been, we keep having these like spikes of 100 degrees. A couple weeks ago we had like 110, and it makes me feel like I'm losing my mind. It's all I can think about. It's all I can talk about. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll wake our dear friend, my husband, Jason, up. And the first thing I'll say to him is like, it's going to be 103 today. And he's like, or the other day I was like, something about like, next week it's going to be like 98. Like I'm already knowing, wow, I started that as if it was a story.
No, I love it, but
it was a great story about the weather.
Because you're such a natural storyteller. You can't, like, people are going to think these are all like prepared bits, but just like we have a symbiosis.
A symbiosis.
We have a symbiosis.
We have a symbiosis.
We have a symbiosis.
We have a seminosis.
I used to travel. Here's something for the viewers at home, and the big fans of the show, of course, will know that I've traveled to Abu Dhabi many times in my life.
Come on.
And when you are, tell me, is it like this in LA right now? You're in your air-conditioned home, I assume.
Right.
When you walk outside, like, I don't know if you even go outside, or you have to prepare for like 2 fully different temperatures? Are you like inside in like a shawl and then outside in like a...
And it like hits you.
Yeah.
That wall of like heat. Right now it's okay. I'm complaining like it's so bad, but I'm preparing. This is the thing. When you have like heat insanity or whatever it is that I have acquired in my old age.
Sure.
I'm like, I'm very prepared, but right now I'm okay.
Yeah. When you get to your late 20s, like we are, sometimes you go Cucamonga.
Thanks.
Think.
Hey,
okay. So what's the heat? What about the dog? How's the dog doing in the heat? What does the dog do?
Okay. Dog, great. Dog. She Penny. She gets a little panty. Oh, disgusting word.
We can't say panty on this show. We cannot say that. Oh God! Sponsors are. I'm watching the sponsor count drop like a hot rock.
No, she's fine. She's fine. I'm Penny is my first dog, even though I've had her now for like 4 years. But I feel like I've read too many times that a dog, it doesn't take long for them to die of heat. Like don't leave your dog in the car because it'll die of damn heat or whatever. Heat overdose.
Yes. OD on heat.
So wait, why am I checking my text messages? Wow, did you see that?
Hurtful.
I just went.
Can you see all the people in the waiting room or no? Only I can see.
I can. Yeah, I can.
Okay, because I did. I saw some of them and then I spaced out for a second, but then I came back.
That's because
I don't blame you.
We're addicted to our phones. We're addicted to screens.
We're a visual species.
Yeah.
Wait, I wanted to say, you said this is my first dog. Are you going to get another dog?
No, what I mean, I am going to get another dog. Okay, so back off. But I am.
Are you about to get another dog?
No.
Or 2 dogs?
I would like to have 2 dogs. But for all of those viewers at home
Okay.
If you have one perfect dog who has a great life, who's happy
Which
with
you do. You have a flawless dog. As far as I can tell, your dog is your dog is big. So when I'd only seen pictures of the dog, I'm like, I am terrified to meet the dog. And then I met the dog and I was like, oh, I want a dog. I'd never wanted a dog until I hung out with your dog.
I feel like your kids, I mean, I think they liked dogs before, but I think they were also like, once they hung out with Penny for a couple nights, they were like, oh,
we did. I would say your dog was a big factor in our fostering a dog, which went absolutely horribly.
Well, see, this is the thing, actually, is like,
okay. What's the thing? D'Arcy Carden dog.
Okay, here's the thing about dogs, like
yeah. How do we say this right?
Like, I want people to adopt dogs. I want to adopt another dog. I want you guys to adopt a dog. But if your life is going great and you have a great family, you have a great deal, like you're set up at your house, like you got your life going like good. Mm-hmm. Introducing a dog could make it so much better. Or what if that's the fear, is like, Penny, my dog has such a great life, and what if we bring a new dog in and she's like, I
don't like this dog.
I hate you, and I hate you, and I'm going to make your lives miserable, and I'm going to be miserable.
And I think if your dog, like our dog, the dog we fostered was pretty big. It was like 35 pounds or something.
Yeah.
If your dog hated something that it was close to, I would be scared to be like, and you know what I mean? Like if our dog was not as big as your dog, and when it got mad, we were all like, okay, bye.
Animals are so hard.
But the dog, I'll tell you what, the dog went to this other lady who's like posting pictures of the dog on Instagram. The dog is so great. It was perfect for her.
Great.
We're
so happy for her.
We are happy for her, and we're happy for the dog because we like the dog. I felt bad giving away the dog.
I know. It's hard. It's hard. But that's
the dog bit my kid.
Yeah.
I mean, the dog bites your kid. You're like, well, we can't.
Yeah, that's really hard. That's really hard. But you guys are going to find the perfect dog. Might be 90 pounds, might be 4 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It'll be 4. I think
you don't know.
Big. Slow. Big. Yeah. I want a dog with a disease. Like it's huge. You know what I mean? I think I have to let you go, D'Arcy. Because
I know, but this sucks, right? Because don't you want to talk for like another half hour?
Yeah, we were going to call the show Lunch with D'Arcy Carden, and I wasn't going to be on it. That's how much we like the show.
And me just talking about the weather and straight into camera.
And me just talk. But I wanted to say, before you go, we play a little game.
Okay.
Called Guess This Number.
Okay.
And you have to guess number between 1 and 1,000. And if you get it right, we're going to donate $25 to the Louisville Bail Fund.
Okay.
A number from 1 to 1,000. Nobody ever gets it, but just give it a shot.
Okay. The number is going to be 444.
You said 444?
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's right. Okay, great.
That was incredible.
And I'm going to double it. So I'm also going to donate 25.
Okay, fantastic. The little thing is right there. If you're watching this, you want to donate, don't out. Slap those keys and donate. bailproject.org/Louisville, or you can put another city in there. Donate to them.
Yeah, we gotta.
They could use it. Bail is crazy.
Bail
I love you. I love your husband. I love your dog. I love your family.
I love your family too. Let's just FaceTime later because I miss you.
Okay, bye, Dar.
Bye, Kuko. Bye, Kuko. Bye, Kuko.
Nothing from Kuko. Hurtful.
Okay,
bye.
Bye.
Okay, Kuko's back on the stream, baby.
I'm back, baby.
Kuko, we got to keep moving along. We got so many things happening. My sister Anna Cruz Kayne. I see her, but I can't tell if she hears me. I can't tell if she hears. It seems like she's doing. Wait, I think she. Anna. Wait, should I write Anna on the whiteboard? I see her in the waiting room. Anna, are you there? I'm going to put Anna in the stream. Okay, wait. We got music for Anna. Kuko.
Yes, we do.
Okay, Anna, I'm adding to the stream.
It's Anna Cruz Kayne. It's Anna Cruz Kayne. She's back again. It's her third time. Welcome back.
An, what's good?
That's my favorite song.
Every song that he does is the best. Yeah, I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Love
so
technical
beautiful.
difficulties. Oh, thank you. I think, were you practicing? Were you working on sides?
No, I'm gonna make a voiceover for something, and
I could see you. I could see you working through it in the waiting room.
I'm here through. Look, Aaron's here.
Hi, Aaron.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going great. It's going absolutely great. You seem, I can't see your face, but just as friends, you seem hot.
Did you hear that? He said you seem hot.
Oh, you serious?
Yep. Yeah, twice. Even mask,
awesome.
even with the mask, that's a radiating hotness. Because I don't think if I put the mask on, I look like I have an illness. Anna, I think that's all the time we have for you. But I love this check-in. Good luck with the VO. I'm sure you'll book. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, she's gone. That part's over. They have another segment coming up. Kuko, you got the music queued up, I'm sure, for people who don't sponsor us. Go for it.
These are people who don't sponsor us. Please sponsor us. We need money. We need money.
Okay, that's the best part of the show. There's just no doubt about it. So these are all chosen by my children. These are people who don't sponsor us yet, which is crazy because almost every company, is this not correct, Kuko? Almost every company has sponsored us.
Almost.
Every. So these four, you saw the reverb on? So these four companies don't sponsor us. I got to whip through this quick because I got a great guest coming up in the can. Okay, so this is Adidas soccer balls.
Wow, they don't.
Because it's crazy they don't sponsor. My son actually kicks this ball around. He kicks it around, and they don't sponsor us, which is crazy because my son kicks this.
Yeah, your son's the next
Messi.
Messi.
Ball that my son actually kicks. And my son's the next Messi, and that's, if you're not a soccer fan, that's Messi. That's a human person's name. It's like saying he's like the Kevin Durant of soccer.
Oh yeah, your son's like Messi. I wasn't calling your son Messi.
He is also a little messy. He likes the juice. And when I say juice, I mean watermelon juice. A lot of sugar, kids acting crazy. Adidas, that's a great pitch. You got that. Throw some money in the can, okay? That's that one. Let's see what else. Oh, this is this shoe. This is my daughter's shoe. She picked this out.
Wow.
This shoe doesn't sponsor us. We don't have any. I don't think, right, Kuko?
No,
do they sponsor us?
They do not.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you need to check the list, but you knew off the top of your head. This is the Star Runner 2.0 by Nike. So far, not sponsoring us, which is wild. My daughter wears this. She wore this yesterday. It's covered in dirt. It's crazy. The opportunities are insane.
It's huge. It's a huge shoe.
See that,
yeah.
I'm not one of those guys who gets out here and is like talking about stuff we don't use. You know, I'm just like, I'm not going to pitch anything. My daughter used this shoe. It's got dirt on it, for God's sake. Nike Star Runner 2.0. Get at us. Let's see. My son picked out this. This is a New York Giants hat. I don't want
the Giants don't sponsor us. Wait,
no, the Giants do. The Giants do sponsor us, Hugo, but this hat does not. This hat specifically is not currently sponsoring us.
Yes.
So just whoever makes this hat, it's it's NFL team apparel. It looks like that's who makes it. Mm-hmm. You guys get on it because the team does sponsor us. We get almost the entire budget of this show is almost from the Giants, but this hat is kicking in nothing. So that's one. And then, of course, finally, you got to have, and I'm using this all the time. Crazy we don't have the sponsorship, Kuko. It's Purell.
We still don't have the sponsorship? Didn't we do this?
No, we did. Remember we did this? We do have a Purell, but we don't have Advanced. We've got Remedial. Remedial Purell does sponsor. Oh, it is? Did you not submit the...
I didn't submit it in Advanced.
Okay, so that's the thing. But Purell Advanced doesn't sponsor us. We have Remedial Purell, the Purell that almost doesn't work at all. They sponsor us. This advanced stuff that has 2 times the sanitizing strength and kills 99.99% of illness-causing germs. We're not getting that one. The one that sponsors us kills 5% of the germs. And then some of the other germs, right? They said some of the other germs that makes them stronger. The one that we have sponsoring us actually is
what doesn't kill germs makes them stronger. That's their
last a little longer. Last a little longer? Or is that? I feel like I just wrote a Durex commercial. Also, Durex does not sponsor us.
Insane.
Crazy. Okay, that's people who don't sponsor us. Should we play? You want to play music going out of that, Kuko?
No.
Okay. Hurtful, but fine. Okay, we did that. I think at a good pace. And now we've got one more guest coming up. We haven't even talked about how we're going to end this show, Kuko. I guess just after Adrian, you and I will talk a little. Okay. Anyway, coming up next is a friend of mine for really like almost my entire life. He can dispute the facts when he's on. Please welcome my buddy boy, Adrian Bonenberger. Here comes some music for Adrian. Kuko. There we go.
Adrian, he's a friend of my girls for a long time. He's a badass dude.
That's a great song. I like that.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Adrian, first of all, thank you for doing this. You are the only legitimate. Are you frozen? He's frozen. Kuko, what do I do if he's frozen? What do I do?
No,
he's back.
good.
He's not frozen.
My
He's not frozen.
connection's a little sloppy. I think I got the Remedial Purell on my internet, so
Okay, he's rolling with the jokes. I like it.
Callback.
That's what we call a callback in the business. Adrian, we have known each other I mean, there's a long hiatus in our friendship, but we have known each other since we were children, right? Because when I was in the Trinity Boys Choir, shout out to Walden Moore, Leonard Goss, John Abdenauer, I think. What did they call that? You were my senior or something, you were my senior and I was a novice, right? You were like, but wasn't there a name for that relationship? You were like my coach or something?
Mentor, something like that. I remember it being a deeply authoritarian and hierarchical structure, which is probably how we ended up as anti-authoritarian and unhierarchical people.
That's exactly right. That's how I ended up a Bernie Sanders person, is being in an Episcopalian boys choir when I was a child.
Thanks, Bernie.
I wanted to say, okay, so first of all, I think I have to talk about when I introduce people on the show, I'm always like, I say their credentials. You are, do you say, is it former military? Or is it a military thing that you are always, I was going to say like alcoholism, but that's wrong. I shouldn't even have said that I was thinking that, but you say former.
Yeah, I'm a veteran. I mean, I think people relate to have different relationships to their service. A lot of the people that are, unhealthily related to their service would probably want to be, still affiliated with the military, which is why we see a lot of them, wearing balaclavas and carrying around airsoft rifles and pretending they're still in the military.
Already two terms that I don't know what they are. What's an airsoft rifle? That sounds like a kind of rifle. I feel like I have an idea of what that is.
It's like a BB gun for playing pretend military, and a balaclava is just like a ski mask.
Gotcha. It sounds scary, and it is in fact scary.
It'll be scary, a lot more scary in about 2 or 3 months. I assume you pulled me on the show to get super paranoid about what's about to go down. I
want to have a former military person on my very lighthearted show who I'm definitely qualified to interview about the oncoming apocalypse. Wait, and then what? So I just want to talk about the idea of being in the military forever. What's the highest rank that you rose to?
I was in for 7 years, and I left as a captain probably a couple of years before I would have made major. And,
so would people address you as captain? Like if you saw those same people on the street today, would they address you as captain?
Some people still call me sir, which is weird. I always tell them it's Adrian. I got in as a civilian. I left as a civilian, and yeah, so it's one of those weird military things where
it's like seeing your teacher. It's like seeing your teacher like 20 years later, and you're still like, oh, okay, Mrs. Topman, and she's like, well, now I'm Sarah. Right. Great example. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, and again, I'm very unqualified to ask questions.
That I did,
What's that? Wait, I lost you in the middle. Say again.
You're definitely qualified to ask questions.
Okay, thank you.
Ask the question.
I wanted to ask you and I know the military is obviously not a monolith. It's a very diverse group, intellectually, racially, whatever. But how do you feel about the commander-in-chief at this moment? Like specifically from the perspective of someone who has served. Like, what do you think about it?
Well, it's scary to me because, it seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, which means, the folks that I served with could be going back to war with any number of countries, and the list seems to be growing by the day.
And is that like, isn't that, to what degree is that always a problem? You know what I mean? Like, to what degree is it always like, well, I mean, because most of the people who are been president in our lifetimes have no military experience at all, right? So like, at least from I would think that's always a little bit concerning.
It is, right? Totally. And that's a function of the system too. We live in a system that is, if Barack Obama and George W. Bush can be involved in the same wars along mostly the same terms and use the same drones, then, Barack and George were very different people, very different people. So that tells you that it's tough not to be involved in those types of things. But I think with Trump, there's a different problem. It's a problem of scale and magnitude. I mean, you look at the really bad wars that we've gotten into as humans in history, and usually it's because some incompetent asshole was greedy or stupid and sort of backed their way into it. It's very rarely like the World War II Hitler shit, where somebody's going hard to get into. And that dude after he was already in a war with the USSR, and Great Britain. It's like that takes purpose. That's a deliberate thing. But Trump, you can see him getting involved in a war with Venezuela, Iran, Russia, China by accident. Not because he's out to lunch.
And is the concern, like, I mean, obviously getting into war is a concern. Is there any maybe I'm using the word tactically incorrectly? Is there any tactical difference as to like how things are approached on the ground when things are on the ground with this president? As like you were saying that with Obama and Bush, it's basically the same. It's basically the same. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like that those wars are basically just continued as they were.
Yeah. With
the Trump as president, like, is there a tactical disadvantage, or does that really not matter because you're dealing with the same apparatus effectively?
Well, it's the tactical reality will get shaped by the strategic reality. So if you're going into a war that you're not prepared for, stupidly, as in the case with George W. Bush and Don Rumsfeld, you remember him saying, you go to war with the army you have, not the army you want. And it's like, dude, you're doing the war. You're doing the war. What do you mean? We don't freeze. First, we don't want the war. And second, this is the wrong army for it. So you just explained why we're not going to do it. But with Trump, getting us into a war on, most of the continents in the world would be terrible. We wouldn't be prepared for it. But the other piece, I think the thing that's most disturbing for me personally is seeing how unethical it all is. You see these people that he's pardoning, like the Navy SEAL who got pardoned, Clint Lawrence, who was a platoon leader. His entire platoon snitched on him. You know how hard it is to get 30 people in the army to agree about anything? But they snitched on that dude.
And also, like, what you're referring to as snitching, I would imagine is very rare in the military at all.
Totally.
Right? That
totally.
would like say my superior is unfit and like a danger to the to the unit.
Right.
Wait, I wanted to ask something you said about, because I'm just like a regular person. When you say that there are several continents on which we would not be ready to go to war, that boggles my mind. In my mind, our military is like the empire. And so if we like want to fight mermaids, no problem. We got a bazillion submarines. What do you mean by that? Where are we not prepared to go to war, and why? Don't I understand?
Well, it's more that we're not prepared simultaneously to take on the entire world. Our military for a long time was what you call a two-way military. We were prepared to fight wars in two places because of our experience in World War II. So we're prepared to fight a war against China in Asia, and then we're prepared to fight a war against Russia with NATO, in Europe.
And you giving those as examples, like hypothetically, or like those are the two countries we're ready to go with?
That was historically, that's what the U.S. military has been geared to do: fight a simultaneous war in the East and in the West. But then you throw Iran into the mix, and you throw Venezuela into the mix, and all of the destabilization that would happen, in South America. And now you've got the European subcontinent, Southeast Asia, South America. In the Middle East, that's four more or less distinct areas that you would be, and then, to say nothing of Africa, who knows, once the genie's out of the bottle, you're doing all of these things more or less simultaneously with a person who does things because they feel like it. Trump.
And do you have, I would imagine you still have plenty of friends who are currently serving, right?
I sure do.
And is there like a broad range of feeling about the state of the military, or is everyone pretty much on the same page, or what?
That's a great question. I wish I had like better news. I know most of the officers are pretty apolitical, but I think if you were to ask them, privately, they would probably say that they would prefer a president who wasn't as unpredictable and disloyal as Trump. Who they couldn't imagine leaving them out to dry in some place where they could get destroyed or beaten up or what have you.
Because I think he does a lot of tough talk. I would think that it's at least possible that a lot of those people would be like, well, we like that. We like the sort of this like strong man image, whatever.
So the soldiers do. I have to say, like a lot of the soldiers, enlisted guys, sergeants, for whatever reason, he does that like gimmick, that bit he does, which is I'm a tough guy, because he's not. We all know he's a giant, fill in the blank.
Right.
Coward is probably the nicest way to put it.
Thank you for doing that for the show. For the kids watching.
I realize this is a G-rated program. This is kids programming, so we don't want to. He's soldiers like that. Soldiers like to know that they're tough and they can do what they want and they've got a gun, because probably in a lot of their lives, the whole reason they ended up in the military, to be perfectly honest, at least in the infantry where I was serving, was a lot of them was because they were leaving some type of bad situation where they didn't have a ton of power or authority, and having good leadership. I will say one difference between Obama and George W. Bush's presidencies, where there, you saw that whole Abu Ghraib stuff. You saw all sorts of horrible stuff happening in Iraq because Dick Cheney and Don Rumsfeld were saying this same type of stuff that Bush is saying now, just like awful stuff. The type of stuff where if you do a war crime, you're probably going to get away with it. And Obama, that was not the case. You had the sense that, oh man, if we torture this guy, somebody's gonna, somebody's gonna fill out a report, we're gonna get in trouble. So don't torture anybody. Yeah. Oh, this guy. Oh, look at this guy over here, Mr. Report the Torturer.
Insane that I am laughing at that. So I wanted to say, Adrian, I think I have to let you go as well. First of all, I really appreciate you being here.
Anytime.
And before you go, I don't know if you saw this in an earlier segment, but we do play a game called Guess This Number. Kuko, there it is. Kuko's ready to roll. And if you can guess a number, it's a number between 1 and 1,000. Pretty much nobody gets it, so don't feel bad if you don't get it. If you get the number right, it's a number that I'm thinking of. We're going to donate $25 to the Bail Project in Louisville. So it's any number from 1 to 1,000. You can see the little ticker there if anybody else wants to donate. Go ahead and give us a shot, Adrian. And if you don't get it, don't feel bad.
I'm going to go with the number of Louisville itself, 125.
125. 125?
Lucky Louisville.
Wow, 125 is correct.
Hey, amazing.
That is incredible.
Wow.
Adrian, thank you so much for doing this. Kuko, do we play him out or what do we do? Kuko's
play
gone.
him out.
Kuko died. Yeah,
I can play him out.
Play him out. And then I'll take him out of the stream. Adrian, thank you so much. You're the best. Be
Thanks
safe.
for having me on.
It's Adrian. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best. Informative. I learned a lot. I learned so much. I'm going too long, but I learned a lot and it was cool. Heck yeah.
I didn't want that to stop. I didn't ever want it to stop. I would have loved that. I would have done it for 10 more minutes. Kuko, first of all, like that was a great show.
That was an awesome show.
Dare I say? I mean, I know we're doing like a postmortem now that everyone can see, but
yes.
That show was incredible because you had D'Arcy Carden, who's an international global superstar and fantastic. You had my sister, who's, I mean, come on, can't get better. You have my daughter. I mean, we're talking. Come on, Willa. They had Adrian Bonenberger, which in that segment, I was just like, well, I could actually listen to him talk about this for 100 hours.
Yeah.
Because I just loved it. I was fascinated by it. It was
just hearing that perspective too is very
yeah, and I think that it's I'm obviously not qualified to interview him, but there were so many things that he brought up that he'd like that to him. It's like, it's just so fascinating when you talk to someone who's actually an expert in something that they can talk for 10 seconds about what seems like baseline information to them and say 5 things. And I'm like, wait. What?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you mean we can't fight a war every place? Yes, we can. I just thought we could. But I guess we can't. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for watching this. If you watch it, and if you didn't watch it, you probably don't exist because I think everybody has seen this. I would say share it with your friends, but you don't need to because they've already seen it. And if you want to donate to the Bail Project, can we get that up one more time? Kuko, is that possible? Is that possible? That's like a fun way to say possible. If you want to say it in a fun way, you could say postable. It's like pasta and possible. Something to think about. bailproject.org/Louisville. And if you want to, you can just go to bailproject.org. If you see someplace else you feel like you want to donate that money, look up how the bail system works in the United States. It's a little bit wacky, to use a euphemism. This was lunch with Michael Cruz Kayne and also Kuko. We had D'Arcy Carden, thanks to Anna Cruz Kayne, thanks to Willa, thanks to Adrian Bonenberger. We love you. We'll see you. I don't even know when, but you're the best.
We'll see. I'll play him out.
Yeah. We don't know when we'll see you again, but we had a fun in good time. We had a very good time. For being here, Michael Cruz, it's lunchtime, baby.